one went on longer than, well, it was an awesome call, don't get me wrong.
It was a fantastic call. If you're in the Manchester area, Linda was actually a Scouser, so I don't know if it's Liverpool and Manchester, but yeah, BBC Radio Manchester. Yeah, she was awesome. She did her homework. It was a great conversation. Lots of laughs. If you're in that area, go check.
Yeah, definitely. So that ran on long. Well, I say longer than we expected. Based on the other radio calls we've done this week, we didn't know what to expect, but we thought it'd be a 15 to 20 minute thing, but it turned out being half an hour.
It's funny because we basically got our predictions on the very first we had was 15 minutes. We're like, they must be 15 minutes long, but actually there was 15, 20, there was 5 minutes.
Some calls are longer than others. Just before we jumped on there, Stephen was telling me I had a stroke of genius.
So I declared myself a genius today. I was like, I'm a genius.
We need a genius badge.
The wife was kind of like, oh really? Like, kind of love yourself a wee bit. I'm like, I am a genius. But then I had to revoke it slightly because then I run into some trouble and then I reinstated the genius status afterwards. So basically what's going on at the moment is we've got a program coming up for our members called Flex and Flow. And the whole program's created, but the bits that are not created are the specific tracks. So what we're doing is we're doing breath work, meditation, along with the fitness and nutrition. So what I'm trying to do is create a breathwork track that people can just basically listen to my voice, listen to the beat of the music that goes along with it. And what I ended up doing was creating an expanding ring. Sorry, I've had a whiskey. An expanding ring that basically breathe in, breathe out, because we can't just upload an MP3 to our app, it has to be a video. So I'm like, well, if I want to upload a video, I don't want just a blank screen. Ultimately, it's just the voice that you need to listen to. But I thought, if I'm making a video, I'm going to make a video. So it's these clouds coming in the background, and this ring will breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. And there's different paces, and there's different things that go on throughout the breathwork track. But I'm really fucking proud of it.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of it. I run into some trouble. I was like, oh man. I went into the living room. I was like, I was down. Sarah, my wife, was like, what's wrong? I'm like, I have to revoke my genius status. And she's like, oh, what happened? I'm like, just run into some trouble. I just can't figure it out. And I hummed and I hawed and I hummed and I hawed, and eventually
it's like a kid's nursery.
I figured it out. I was like, I know what to do. And I did it. I was like,
get in the bag. So I'm just refreshing my YouTube because it was quite blurry on my YouTube screen. I don't know why that is.
You know why it is.
It looks fine on the screen, but then when I was on the commentos,
how the hell are you?
Yeah.
If you haven't seen us for a while, because we've done a few lives recently, and no doubt we'll have our regulars on, but if you're not one of the regulars, then it's nice to see you here.
To see you, nice. Marshall Man, cheers from Ohio, USA, and Kelly says, hey all!
Hey.
Hold up my chair.
Let's have a look where we are here.
Yeah, it's crystal clear on Facebook, right? YouTube's just not.
Yeah. Oh, Tony Stark's on instantly. See Tony Stark.
I'll be back in one more. You keep it happy. I wonder if it's just the number of devices on in this bloody.
Maybe. Maybe. So we've got Facebook. We've got Tony Stark on. Tony, you need to let me know what your actual name is because I can't read your language, unfortunately. And I don't want to be rude, but you look like Tony Stark with slightly longer hair and sunglasses. Oh shit, I just clicked on your profile. Let me just click that back off again. And who we've got? Amy. Kendra's on. Hi Kendra. Alvaro, that's a cool name. Bill Gray's on. How are you doing? Jane Phillips, how are we doing? Kathleen, how are we doing? Having a little Glenlivet 18 from your hip flask, Kathleen. From your hip flask. Like your style. Simmy Sims. Jamie Fairley. I'm so glad I didn't miss this. Jamie, I've not seen your name for a wee while. Has it been a while, I think? Or have I just not seen your name for a wee while? Not sure. I love strokes of Gina. It says Amy. Who else have we got on? And the accents. I can't handle it. Matthew Janes. Can't handle our accents. We don't have accents, do we? We just had a radio interview with BBC Manchester, and yeah, she had a proper Scouse accent. It was lovely. Scouse accents can sometimes be very harsh, and there's a lot of like more than the Scottish. Like the Scottish, we say quite a lot with loch, and you know, Ochtermuchty. There's a wee village in Scotland just along the road from us called Ochtermuchty, and you can't say Ochtermuchty. You have to, but the Scousers go quite a lot more than us. Looking sharp, gents, says Dave. I don't know if I'm looking sharp. I've got like an old man cardigan on. Not quite sharp. Not quite sharp. A tad louder, please, says Claudio. Can everybody hear us okay? Can you hear us? Can you hear me? Tony Stark, you keep commenting, but you know, I don't really. It's all like memes and stuff. I don't know what your actual name is.
You don't realise how many devices you have in your house until you try and turn them all off.
Jamie's saying, I love watching you guys while I cook dinner. Jamie Fairley, I recognise the name. Do you recognise the name? It's been a while since I've seen Jamie Fairley.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Yes, a bit blurry. Fraser says, hello Stephen, is Rab walking the pups? I was away turning off devices to try and improve the signal on YouTube. I don't know why it's blurry. But it's clear on the screen, which is weird.
Yeah. Hello lads, says Jane Coleman. Tracy said, Rab vanished.
Like a fart in the wind.
Rab vanished with a poof. No jokes.
Ken Miskel says, hello guys. Hello Ken, we hope you are well.
Rob says, love you too. And Jenny Valdo says, top
comment maybe? I don't know.
I'm not too sure. Kathleen, yes, tart flask all the way. Best type, right?
Kilted Adventures. Cheers fellas, Rab, happy about Obi-Wan premiere? Yes, absolutely happy. So I watched the first 2 episodes of it and then my girls were watching with me. So we went back and watched the end of episode 3 as well because they just wanted to see the whole Anakin and Darth Vader stuff.
So you watched 3 episodes already?
Well, 2 episodes of the actual new series and then we watched the end of Star Wars 3 if you like.
Oh, okay, got you.
So it was good. It was good.
Very good. Is it worth watching?
It's a slow burner, but I was just loving it.
Flossie says, evening fellas, you're up late. Nice to see you enjoying a wee dram. Cheers. Yeah, Flossie, it's been a while. So we used to do these all the time, these late night lives, because we like, actually, do you know what, bud? We always love sharing a wee dram together, and we used to do it more regularly because we'd share it with these fellas here, these fellas and ladies here.
Yeah.
Actually, we used to do it more often, don't we?
Yeah, we will. We actually will. So,
Slancher.
I've got a little bit of a gripe that I want to air with the audience here. I'm just going to say it. I am pissed off with fake fan-made trailers on YouTube.
So why?
Because I've seen the new trailer for the potential of Logan 2, you know, right? But there's a bunch of fan-made bullshit that uses the name as if it's like the new official trailer. I'm like, man, you just got my hopes up and you start watching it and you know right away because the pixelation is worse than what we've got here on YouTube. And you're like, oh man, and it steals clips from other movies to try and piece together. And you just feel a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know if there's a new Terminator movie coming out or not.
Oh, really?
There was one that hinted at it.
No.
It looked like it was fan-made. And I'm like,
Just leave it alone.
So,
Dear. Lynn Vining, your surname is 1 letter away from Viking.
or winning.
No, I need 2 ends for that.
Oh, she not. Oh.
Well, I guess if you add a letter in, it would be, so we're Vining, right? First time live, love your posts, very inspiring. Lynn Viking, nice to see you here, thanks for joining us live.
Happy days. Linda says, hello Stephen Rab, when I was in America I gave a guy your web address.
What?
Obviously promoting us, so thank you for promoting us.
Thanks.
Mr. Bernji, hello from Vienna, and Jacob says, hey guys, so Jacob and Mr. Bernji are names we have not seen on YouTube before, so Gunshot, welcome to the channel.
So Scott Stallings is saying, what are your recommendations to deal with loose skin after extreme weight loss, upper arms, belly, etc.? So it is possible for your body to use the excess skin as a fuel source. However, in most circumstances, you would probably require surgery. There's no real much fitness and nutrition advice other than going to the extreme, which I don't really want to mention live on social media because it'd be inappropriate and irresponsible. So yeah, I'd be looking at surgery, but you could look at sort of collagen supplements would help to just sort of regenerate what's going on there.
Build up the muscles underneath,
build
can
up-
help pull the skin
Yeah,
back.
depending how big you were before, you've got to put on a lot of muscle to then stretch that skin back out again. There's a lot of kind of excess. So yeah, the bottom line is not much. It's not really our area of expertise.
YouTube cleared up for a minute there.
that's good.
So it's getting there, whatever it is.
Matthew says, "Love the cardigan." Thanks. I was actually, do you know what's funny? So I had shorts and a t-shirt on. I was like, it's going to be a bit too cold for just a t-shirt. And it was this maybe a week or so ago. I was kind of like, do you know what I just really need? An old man cardigan. Because you could put a hoodie on, or you could put like a jacket on. I was like, I just need an old man cardigan. So I went to TK Maxx and it was like 12 quid. I was like, winner.
$12 well spent. Kilted Adventure. I had to deal with a hand check fella trying to raise my kilt recently. Ever happened to you? How do you address it? So if a guy does it to you, give him a stiff one. If a girl does it to you, punch her in the ovaries.
Don't give him a stiff one. Ram might want to give him a stiff one.
And I've never had a guy well, we've had guys shout at us, but the ladies sometimes then.
I've had several ladies try to lift the kilt. One was at Perth races, and I was kind of like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And she went, "Oh, you don't mind, do you?" And I said, "Actually, I do. How would you feel if I lifted your skirt?" And she was like, "Oh, well," and then she's tried to say face value, "Oh, I wouldn't mind actually." And I'm like, "Fuck off! If a guy came up and lifted your skirt, you would be outraged."
In fact, I remember once there was somebody, it was a girl mouthing it, and I was walking back across near where Santi is in Perth, and I just laughed. I was like, "You can't actually ask that." She was basically asking for me to flash to prove I was true Scotsman. I was like, "You can't actually ask that." And to be fair, she's like, I know, it's technically sexual harassment." I was like, "Well, you said it." She's like, "But I'm drunk, so I had to ask." I was like, "Well, can't grudge you for that." And then we just kept walking.
If it's said in good humour, then we don't mind answering the question. Like actually, one of our radio interviews, the host said, "Actually, I've been told by my producers I'm not allowed to ask you a certain question," and we instantly went, "Well, we can answer. The answer is yes." But if somebody actually lifts your kilt, it's sexual harassment. It's very inappropriate, and your actions afterwards are actually on you. I had somebody. Remember we were in the foundry. And this lady came up and actually went and she flipped my kilt. She kind of sort of lifted it up a little bit. She didn't kind of just lift it, but she kind of. And I was like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, you don't mind, do you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I do. I do mind. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You can't just do that." And most people get embarrassed. As soon as you question them, they get really embarrassed. Like, fuck, I fucked up. I fucked up bad. Because if a guy did that to a girl, there would be outrage.
Roberto Torres, hello from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. John says, "Lads, love the lights."
Happy days. So we're actually tucking into the Glenlivet 15-year-old sampling this evening. Well, sampling, I've tried it before a million times.
And I'm tucking into the Highland Park 12 because I'm feeling very Viking-ish these days. So Highland Park is very Viking-y because it's up from the Orkneys. Tony Stark is still Tony. You have to let me know your actual real name. He says, "Brilliant young man, all of them, and may God bless you." Tony,
because we'll remember your name if you tell us it.
Tony, you need to let us know what your actual real name is. I don't know what it is. You studied at Interpol HQ, but you're always very complimentary. You're always pleasant. So please let us know your name. It'd be nice. David says, "Did you wash your hands, Rap?"
Always.
Pat says, "Happy Friday." Tracy Lynn says, "Be right back. Taking my pups out before it rains. Hope I don't miss much." You'll never know. You never know.
If you're watching here on YouTube, can you make sure you like, comment, and make sure you ring the notification bell, ding ding,
And subscribe.
yeah.
There's a bunch of you watching on YouTube right now who are not subscribed. Please subscribe. And Matthew on Facebook saying, "Love the friendship you two have."
Sweet.
If you're watching on Facebook, please also like, comment, absolutely, and make sure you follow us. And if you really want to do us a huge favour, share this live video on your feed. Just say, these guys are having a whiskey and it's good fun.
Oof, oof. Paul says, hello from Southern California, remembering our lost vets this weekend. So it's Memorial Weekend in the States, we believe. So,
Nathan says, looking good, fellas. Our Amy, it's not Happy Harold, or not Ho Harold. Amy Gordon Harold, evening gentlemen, making the drive home. Maybe there will be a dram of something when I get there. Amy, you would hope so.
You would hope so.
It's Amy Happy Harold.
That's a private, I'll say a private result. It's going public with our membership live. Amy's one of our online members, and Rab being Rab. She was saying she was in her garden doing the hoeing, and I turned her into a hoe. That's all I have to say about that.
And some of the Radman goes, unfortunately. You can't fault him for it.
The Kilted Venture, have you tried the Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve? It's delightful. So when that came out, the message that Stephen sent me, he says, mate, our two favourite whiskies have had a baby together. Because we love the Balvenie Caribbean cask and we love to get the Glenlivet. Was there a specific Glenlivet? It was basically suggesting if those two had a baby together, you would then have the Glenlivet Caribbean Reserve. So, Founders Reserve, we love Glenlivet, Founders Reserve, and the Balvenie Caribbean cask. So,
yeah, the Glenlivet Caribbean is decent. It's still not as good as the Balvenie Caribbean cask, though. It's just not as good. David saying we're starting Obi-Wan tonight, and Tony Stark is saying young people are creative. Love you so much. Buffy Snyder's on. Hi Buffy, miss you guys. Been out fortunately glad I caught this live. Buffy, it's lovely to see you here.
Sarah Slade says, hi guys, almost missed this one. I fell asleep, been a hard day. Get that whiskey out since we took your whiskey virginity last week, Sarah. You need to, it's always better the second time.
Lynn is just saying, yes, love Vikings, my family is from Guernsey. Yeah, maybe one of your ancestors was kind of like, what's your name? It's like, Lynn, I'm Viking. Because you don't want to pronounce it, you're a Viking, right? Because you just get ousted.
Now we've actually got Sehan the Mighty back, the big heart. Oh, nice. He used to comment, when we were live more often last year and the year before, so welcome back. It's nice to get back. We remember people that comment regularly and have been with us a long time, so if you are going to follow us on YouTube or Facebook, comment a lot. We eventually do remember your name.
Our Clark is on. Hi Clark, nice to see you. Rod, greetings from New Hampshire, USA. You two are a great inspiration for this old man.
Our Super Sharna's on now. Super Sharna, you make sure you're at home between 8:50 tomorrow and 10:50.
8:50 and 10:50.
I think so. I'm pretty sure that is, yeah.
Pretty sure. Yeah.
That's all.
Be home.
Be home. Be at home. Imagine a hitman randomly went down and tried to take Sharna out, because Sharna's about to
get jail for that, right?
We would. They'd use this evidence against us. We'd go to jail.
But thankfully, the other things when I arrive between 8:50 and 10:50 will also be there.
So
that'll be our hitman, and that'll be our
alibi.
Our alibi.
Yeah, there we are.
You just know which one is going to be Sharna, which one is it going to be.
All we're going to say is make sure there's a Ferrari-sized space left outside your house. Around 8:50. So they know where to leave it.
So that you can lie in it and cry that you don't have a Ferrari.
Sharna's like a hitman could take me out. Exactly. That's why I said try. You know?
Try.
Michael's on. Hello everyone. Better late than never. The week's events reinforced why I appreciate the coach's philosophy. Suffered a setback but stuck to the damn plan. So Michael, hope all is okay.
Yeah. Lisa, good morning from Darwin. Good night, my friends. Says Chelsea. And Tony Stark is still on. Creative guys, your personality is strong, sweet and wonderful, and you are artists. Tony Stark, please let us know your real name. You can clearly speak in English, we just don't know what your real name is. Dave Curran,
Fraser saying your audio isn't great, kitchens aren't known for great acoustics, lol. Not trying to criticise, just want to let you know, yeah, there's a lot of hard surfaces, but at this time of the evening, our families are sleeping in their houses, so it's the best we can do if we're doing a late live. I suppose we could just kind of bring the cameras closer, I guess.
Yeah,
maybe try that.
Nathan is saying UK has laws about upskirting, including kilts.
Yeah.
There you go. It's very illegal.
But that's upscripting. Is that not just for photos, or is that also for lifting as well? I'm not sure. We actually got it in our local Tesco's once. Remember those two old dears that were getting us to stand on the reflective? They were having a bit of a laugh and a joke. It was tongue in cheek. They were saying, "Okay, just stand on that reflective panel." Remember that?
Yeah, these two ladies. There was it was like a reflective panel, like a mirror.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the checkout, wasn't it?
And we laughed it off when we were walking out. We're like, "Imagine that was."
Imagine that was two old men speaking to young girl or youngish girls with skirts on. It was like, it's really fucking inappropriate.
Yeah. Get really excited. Been watching lots of videos for the new Top Gun.
Yeah,
But
so good.
Look, this isn't controversial, but it's gotta have the soundtrack. Like a new soundtrack that's gonna knock out the park. But to be fair, like you get the Disney movie, right? And the movie Frozen had in terms of what kids love, an epic song that went high in the charts, and it was penultimate to that movie. And then when they brought out Frozen 2, I was like, there's no way they're going to do that twice, that magical song again. But they did. The next one also did it. So there is that possibility, but the whole soundtrack has to be worth buying.
What you've got to consider is, would Tom Cruise, who doesn't need money, would he do Top Gun just for making money, or would he do it because it's fucking epic?
You can do it because it's epic.
Right. So I've got faith in Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Because the thing is, right, in the original Top Gun, you've got Danger Zone, Play with the Boys, Take My Breath Away.
Take my breath away.
What was the one when they play the piano as well?
Great Balls of Fire.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Oh man, that soundtrack is absolutely awesome. Oh, and there's also, because it was Into Danger Zone, but it was another song that was similar. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. That's my keyword right. Anyway, so they've got to really get that soundtrack right. Oh shit.
They will.
What about that video we watched with Val Kilmer today?
Yeah, Val Kilmer's got a voice box. We didn't realise that at all, because he's actually in the new Top Gun movie, but it's clearly a voiceover.
I think he had throat cancer, and he speaks with one of those things.
And to be fair, I mean, he just said, I feel great. I don't sound great, but I feel great. So I'm like, good for Val Kilmer. I actually still love Heat. Heat is one of those movies that I can still watch regardless, and it's got such a strong cast, strong storyline, amazing acting. I absolutely love Heat.
Sahan the Mighty is saying, "Take My Breath Away" is a good song for a toothpaste advert. Very true.
Teresa saying, "I lost so much weight but didn't gain muscle. What can I do?" Start gaining muscle, Teresa. If you want our help with that one, go to thekiltedcoaches.com. Click on weight loss. And I know you don't need to lose weight, but there will be a bunch of other options. Look into what we do. It's worth it. Tony Stark's still sending memes. I don't know what that is. Like a spaceman sleeping? Sleeping spaceman? I don't know.
Susan Kelly says, "Hi guys and everyone, almost missed you, but here I am." And then Pat says, "Did you see Tom Cruise take James Corden up in a Top Gun plane?"
Ooh, I've not seen that.
No.
Awesome. Kathleen's asking, "Wait, Rab, was that a full bottle not too long ago?"
Oops. Yes, that that was a full bottle not too long ago.
And Peggy saying, "Greetings from Largo, Florida. No one has the right to touch anyone unless you give them permission. Love you guys. I love you guys. You're so inspiring to me." Peggy, the only exception to that is if somebody has fallen over and they're unconscious and they need some first aid. You presume, what's that word? Permission. You presume permission. Somebody's fallen over. But yes, you're absolutely right.
You hear stories though more in the States of like if the person's not conscious, because people get sued over that way if they do the wrong first aid and not appropriate. So it's like, well, do you want our first aid? And the person's like, cool. It's like, well, you didn't answer, so.
Yeah. But you just presume permission if somebody's unconscious and there's nobody else around. You just presume permission. And if they wake up, if you say to life, they wake up, you go, "I want to die." You go, "Oh, okay, fine."
Okay. I'll help you. Genter831 gave us a donation.
Hey! It's really putting my cardigan off, so I'm doing gunshots. I can't like it though.
You're about to lose 10 years of age. I know. You're just going to be 10 years younger. How to lose 10 years younger? Take your fucking cardigan off.
I need to get rid of the grey beard as well, unfortunately.
Mate, I was trying to pick the grey out my beard earlier, and there was this one grey. And it's weird, for a hair that's lost its colour pigment, it was relentless. I was like,
They're like
still there. I was
they're
like,
like pubes, right?
I was like, put my foot against the wall. I was like, come on! And finally got out. I was like, that's one. There was another 4 or 5 there. I was like, shh.
April is saying, sent in my action email from Reignition Programme. April, yes, I have actually seen it already. I will respond at some point over the weekend. Thank you for that.
Sarah Slay says, Pat, me too. I'd give anything for Tom Cruise to take me up the danger zone.
Did she actually say that? Did you just make that up?
Sorry, Slay.
That'll take your breath away.
And Michael McKnight gives us a donation for it.
Hey, thanks for the donation.
Thanasis says, well, creatine supplement will make your muscles bigger without eating extra calories. So, what creatine does, creatine phosphate system is an energy system that you use in the first 10 seconds of any exercise. So, lifting weights, sprinting, anything explosive. So, taking creatine doesn't help you if you're running a marathon, for example. It help you for the first 10 seconds and that'll be it. Creatine supplements are good for muscle building in the sense that they give you the extra strength, the muscles get a bit added fluid because that's where you mostly get strength, but strong men get stronger because they get extra fluid in the muscle as well as everything else, and added energy. A slight gain with the protein uptake. But on the whole, if you are looking to put on muscle, you want to be eating more protein, lifting fairly heavy weights, or cycling between heavy weights and high reps at the very least. Creatine will help in that journey, so absolutely.
But you have to be training, otherwise it's pointless. You have to be training. Quick little story. I once upon a time I was building up. I wanted to be able to do 20 full pull-ups, and I kept getting stuck on. I think it was 15, 16. Kept getting stuck, and I was like, no matter how much training I did, I could not do more than 15, 16 full push-up pull-ups. So full extension all the way up. And I was just like, and I always got to like 15, 16, couldn't get past it. And then we were at Bannatyne's at the time, and they had this Lucozade protein powder that they used to sell, and then they didn't sell a bunch, and they're like, look guys, it's out of date, if you want it, it's yours. And we were like, yeah, sure, I'll take a packet of that. So I started using this Lucozade protein rather than my normal stuff. And suddenly, after about, I reckon it was about 3 weeks of using this protein, so I was like, banged out 20. The week after, 22. The week after that, 25. And I was like, something's going crazy here. And I was like, the only thing that's changed is this protein powder. So I look at this, and right enough, it contained creatine. It's the only thing that ever changed. Something I'd never done before. So it gives you, it doesn't build your muscles. It gives you the capacity to do more training, which then builds muscle. Okay, so that's the difference. It's not just going to magically build your muscles. You have to do the training.
Rockshot's saying, does whey protein have a bad name? Well, they could have called it yay protein. What do you think? Like, yay! Whey protein, other supplements in general, use them as a supplementation rather than a meal replacement. If you're referring to them having a bad name, maybe to people that are lactose intolerant or to people that rely too heavily on them, we very much try and get all our protein, or the majority of our protein, from real food. But supplement when in a hurry. We're absolutely aware there's people out there that supplement more than they should, more like replacement. In those cases, I would say, yeah, that would give it a bad name as such. But in general, you can use whey protein or pea protein or
whatever type of protein powder. Fine. We need to have a bit of sympathy, a bit of commiseration. Just I feel sorry for Seeger out there. I'm ashamed. She says, good evening. It's George Dickel, Tennessee, sipping whiskey for me tonight. Alas, someone finished my scotch.
What?
See?
No.
What happened?
That's a sackable offence. Who was it?
We're sending hugs through the internet right now. Hugs, commiserations. It sounds terrible.
How could someone finish your scotch without your permission?
It's just
without you being included?
That's a.
We were going to make a video once on strange Scottish laws that are historic, that have never been changed. And I think there should be a law in there of somebody finishing your bottle of scotch without you being present.
Yeah.
You should be able to shoot them with a bow and arrow if that happens.
Should have to bottle them with the empty bottle. No, it's empty now, really.
Yeah.
Let's see what I can do with this empty bottle.
Remember there was another weird law, and maybe it's been changed now, but it was not something like now let me get this right. It's something silly like if an Englishman could stand on the steps of somewhere and shoot a Scotsman.
Yeah. So it's in York.
York.
It's a law in York that an Englishman can shoot a Scotsman with a bow and arrow. It has to be a bow and arrow apparently, from the walls of the old city walls are still in York. So you can stand on the city walls and shoot a Scotsman with a bow and arrow, and it's still legal.
That's mental, isn't it?
But I still call bullshit because it's not a law that you can do something, it's laws that you cannot do something.
Yeah.
Right? You don't have a law that you're like, oh, you can still do that. Like, well, actually, the laws are normally things you can't speed, you can't kill somebody, you can't do this. So I call bullshit on it.
Yeah, there'll be another law that'll supersede it to do with bows and arrows in general, right? Or just murder.
Yeah. Try walking to the city walls of York with a bow and arrow and not be arrested.
We should get our kilts on and try it. We should run about this. It's like, never gonna get this, never gonna get this. And then somebody will have a bow and arrow and they'll get this.
Like the shooting ducks game. Like,
Yeah.
I just running around.
Yeah.
Can't get it. Too fast.
The Kilted Adventure gave us a donation. You guys inspired me to become a creator.
Yay.
Kilt on, happy days.
Actually, the Kilted Adventure, you're commenting on our stuff all the time, so thank you. We do appreciate it. It's nice to see you.
Kilts stick together, sir.
Absolutely. Tracy says, if I watch the playback, will I know? Absolutely not. Not allowed to watch the playback.
No.
I'm going to try and fire through a few Facebook comments here. Use the rotator cuff workout and shoulders are stronger. Happy days. Caroline says hi. Zara says hello from Zara Donnelly, England, Leicester.
Oh, buddy, we're aiming that. Jesus Christ.
I know, I'm sorry. Cheers from Colorado.
We're not on the walls of York now, sir.
Jessica says whiskey, but he spelled it wrong, so no. Demetrius McClellan's the best, apparently. And Glenn says hello, Glenn from Kent. Jessica Schoon Graziano. Are you wearing kilts? Yes, we are.
Judith says, in New Jersey, it's illegal to pump your own gas. We'll impeach any governor who repeals that law. So actually, it's illegal to pump your own gas. So basically, when you go to the gas station, someone always does it. Mind you, that's a good thing because it means I was talking this with my wife the other day. Is that our local supermarket's got less and less staff on, right? Now, the type of people that can retire from a job and then still want to work, they go and work in supermarkets, or some people work in supermarkets all life. There's no shame in that whatsoever. But gas stations, that's a bunch of jobs. And don't get me wrong, I like helping myself. In the UK, you do just help yourself. But that is a bunch of jobs that in the US, and if they took that away, that's,
Fair enough.
it's one of those things. It's like self-serve. As much as people do it for speed, and I do agree there should be an option for it, but they should still then have the availability of jobs. Because I think was it tonight or earlier, there was like 3 people on the checkout, so it was like queues everywhere, and you're like, to try and encourage you to check out.
To be honest, as well, more and more jobs will turn to robots, unfortunately, as this thing goes on. But it's one of those things that, like, if you can give somebody a job, then let's give somebody a job and keep this going, because human interaction actually, it means more than just the service that they're doing.
Could you imagine the arguments for a robot? Because you know what it's
I
like.
get frustrated already with automated services on the phone. And, I'm sorry, but that's not going through. Like, can you tell me why? I'm sorry, but it's just can't.
You're in a Johnny cab.
yeah. It's fucking annoying, isn't it?
Thanks. Thanks for the ride.
Yeah, I had another one of those calls today from these guys who phone you up and like,
oh, this is hilarious.
You're in a road accident. We're phoning about the road accident you had in the past 18 months when you were not at fault and it was a minor accident and nobody was injured and blah blah blah. And I get so many of them all the time, and sometimes I just hang up, and sometimes I'm like, do you know what? So I was making that track for the Flex and Flow program. I was making this breathwork track, and because there's so many sort of bits to it, my computer was just running slow, so I was like, I was just doing that. I was like, oh, fuck's sake. So I stand back, and then my phone went, and I was like, okay, I answered it, and then one of these people, so I just went, I was like, oh yeah, interesting. He said, so you asked, and I was like, actually, I've had 2 accidents, which one are you referring to? Oh, the one that nobody was injured. Oh yeah, no, nobody was injured in both of these. Which one are you referring to? And I just kept going and going and going. And eventually I said, look, what's your name? And he went, Max. I'm like, Max, this is, can I be honest with you? This is, I just don't know if you've got any details in front of you. Like, can you just speak to me like a human being rather than off your script? Well, Mr. Clark, I believe it, and he went on and on and on, and eventually Sarah came in, she picked the kids up from school, and she came in, like, who on the phone? I was like, Max.
My buddy.
Yeah, my buddy. And eventually he went, so Mr. Clark, I'm getting the impression that you just want to talk, and actually you're kind of wasting my time. I'm like, wasting my time? I says, oh really? I says, because actually, by you phoning me in the first place, I get the impression that you're wasting my time. I says, which one is it? Anyways, getting on and on. It was good fun.
Sometimes they just hang up. Once they realise the games like this, I just don't answer and block the numbers.
He's like, he says, I'm really sorry, but I don't have this time to waste. I'm like, well, you phone me, buddy.
Sarah saying, I'm putting me trying whiskey to me getting 6 personal bests this week, smash my 5 kilometre time by 3 minutes.
Nice.
I absolutely deserve Tom Cruise taking me into the danger zone. It's not as funny as it is.
Carolyn is asking, what about Talisker from Skye? It's a lovely whiskey. I think you've got some through there as well, haven't you?
Kilted Adventure says, had my first dram for the evening, Glenmorangie Santa 12. That's she.
Slancy.
Sharon is saying, I give the phone to my kids when I have cold collars. Lyra has strict instructions to talk as much as she can.
Right, I'm 17 minutes behind. So Leigh says, love you too. Emil says, greetings from Hamburg. Love you guys. Judith, have you considered changing your name to the Whiskey Coaches? Judith? No. Clark, nice to catch you live. Job Connor's on, evening. Hello. Kendra is on, good evening everyone, must work tomorrow. Jamie, I started watching you guys 3 years ago, and when I lost my husband 2 years ago, you helped me through the darkest days, so thank you. Jamie, it's nice to see you here. It's nice to see you. Deirdre Williams is laughing. Dan, I did Ancestry.com and was excited to find out I'm 42% Scotch.
There we are.
Dan, we were just talking about you the other day. I'm going to see Top Gun tomorrow, so hope it lives up to my expectations. Happy days. That one's okay.
Gunshot for Susan for donation.
Thank you, Susan.
And Posh Pinky as well.
What's Posh Pinky for?
She's got fancy jets in her hot tub apparently. I was like,
really? Deirdre says, a predator is a predator no matter the sex. Absolutely. Agree with that. Judith, Top Gun 2 was supposed to come out 3 years ago. Yeah, it's been talked about for a long time. Hello from Maine, says Christine. You guys should plan a USA self-improvement tour. Yeah. David Curran, yeah, would love to. We're just not that great at planning. Deb Goff is on. Hello, coaches. Tracy Lynn. The grey is distinguishing, apparently.
That's what we're back when we're talking about.
Thanks, Tracy. That was 12 minutes ago. Coming in late says Rosemary. Happy days. Hi, Rosemary. Nice to see you here. Gary. Good evening, gents. Debbie.
Calling out later, right?
Yeah, we've had too much whiskey already. Matthew's coming in with a very serious question that needs answering. This needs an answer. Why is Rab so hairy?
I don't know. It's fucking cold in Scotland.
Hey, Rick says, thanks for being here. Lovely gentleman. David says, way. Hey Rick, I hope that you will have a fantastic weekend with your loved ones.
Oh, he's actually called Hey Rick.
Hey Rick, yeah.
I thought you were like, hey Rick.
Hey Rick. Hi again, Jay from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Massachusetts.
I remember that. Jesus, was that two weekends ago? Massive chew sets.
And Lucinda, hi Lucinda, love you guys. Still sticking to the plan and feeling effing fantastic.
Yeah.
Darby, hello from Ohio. Jay, hi from Jay, Cape Cod, Massachusetts again.
Brian has signed up to our motivation
Yes, you
masterclass. Yeah,
Brian Dolan. Hey guys, sorry I missed the live session for the masterclass. I was at work still, but I caught up afterward. By the way, I'm definitely a 10 if you know what I know. Yes.
Yeah.
I love it, Brian. Happy days.
Happy.
The drink getting. Kelso, I have no idea what you're talking about. The drink getting.
Sharna says Rabbit's part bear. Sharna, if you actually knew what you were saying right now, because we had a learning experience when we launched this channel.
I would agree with Rabbit's part bear. Lisa.
You said something like part gorilla or something like.
Yeah.
Not that bear's not it's more like. Koala bear.
A bunch of just got your book, says Lee. Just got a book.
Happy days.
Karen's asking what you're eating.
Pistachios. Yeah.
Pistachio.
Put nuts in my mouth.
You bring it on yourself, but.
We want to give a shout out. We, as you will probably be aware, we're opening our doors to our membership as of Monday. But we do have a pre-sale list now. Anybody on the pre-sale list gets a special treat from us.
Yes.
But to get on the pre-sale list, you have to go to our website. The pre-sale list shuts tomorrow, so you have to get on basically tonight. So
get on tonight. If you're at all interested in improving your health and well-being, losing some weight, getting in better shape, go join our pre-sale list. thekiltedcoaches.com. Just click on weight loss, and then you read everything about it. Right, so we've got William H. Forbes III. You were clearly listening to our radio interview earlier today because he says, Shrug-a-dug.
Shrug-a-dug.
If you haven't seen the video yet, you just have to.
Yeah, the lady that did Linda that did the radio interview.
Linda was fantastic.
She did her homework. It's interesting, you know the people have done their homework when they interview you,
Yeah.
and the ones that haven't, that I've been given a brief help sheet even.
Yeah.
She's done her homework, so good for
To
you.
be honest, all the interviews that we've done over the past week have been great, and we've made some really nice connections. All the hosts have been lovely, absolutely incredible. Linda today had just done a wee bit more homework, and suddenly she was saying things that are like, whoa, okay. You've watched some videos, you've been on our social media, you've done a few things. So yeah, William H. Forbes III. You're clearly listening to our radio interview today.
Well, what happened to the other two? I'm just curious. Remember there was a video on YouTube called The Something the Seventh, and I said like, what happened to the other six? It's like, they failed me. I was like, that's fucking genius.
Yeah, it really is.
Lost in Space 7 or something we call it.
Something like that,
I said, what happened to the other six? He said, they failed me. I was like, oh man, that was genius.
Our Joy is on. Hi Joy,
Hi,
lovely
Joy.
to see you. Lots of people from Massachusetts. And then William III again says, watched your videos on YouTube in Tucson, Arizona. Oh, so maybe you weren't actually listening to the radio interview. If you're from Arizona, you probably weren't. So that was actually a bit of a synchronicity. It was mentioned. I've actually played a clip from our video going, shruggy-dug.
Well, it's funny because then I reminded myself we're on a radio show, so it literally was just the audio for that. Not the video.
Yeah.
So everybody listening will be like, what the hell are they doing?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Some of the viewers for that particular video were shooting up. Right.
Alright.
Now Sharna said something cool and then just failed herself by retracting it. She said the treat is the Kilted Coaches strip show, which is a bit laugh. But then you retract and say jokes, it's not, that's a joke. You're like, Sharna, you've got to own those jokes. You can't then retract it afterwards. Oh dear.
Brian Dawes sent his info for the pre-sale. Brian, glad you're on that list. You're ordering the Motivation Masterclass, so you'll be fired up for it. Jane Phillips is on the list. Happy days. And Llewellyn Quinton McHeath. The one on the left is super hot.
Your left or our left? And it's flipped as well, not to just mess with your head a bit. Jane Phillips. Jane was a former member.
Yeah,
Potentially she jumped on for Motivation Masterclass, I believe, as well.
Yeah. Brian, way to go, Jane. And Kelso kilts. Yes, we're wearing kilts. Shelley here from PEI Canada. I'm not too sure about that. Brian's got to go. It's bath time for my 2-year-old. Well, happy days. bath time. Rubber ducky, you're the one.
You make bath time so much fun.
Rubber ducky, you're the one I love.
Growing up, it used to be a treat when you got the matey bubble bath.
Oh, matey was cool, right?
The bubble bath was shaped like a wee sailor. What was the chick one called? There was a pink one.
I don't know.
Just for anyone's girls out there, there is also a pink sailor one. But matey bubble bath. Wee sailor one. Yeah, takes you back. Susan saying PE is Prince Edward Island.
Oh, never heard of that before.
We've got a bunch of new names on YouTube, which is awesome. So Keith McCallan says 2 Scotsmen rock, 2 I'm slowly learning Scottish Gaelic, and 3 both of you are hot. Oh, like I'm the only soul in the world that thinks that. Yeah, right. Keep rocking. Respect. Happy days. And then the other new name in there was Lincoln Emoto saying hello there, which ties right into Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there, does it?
He says that when he fights General Grievous. He's like, hello there. He jumps down and he's like outnumbered. And he's like,
He can't claim that phrase.
he fucking did, like. It was
Can't
original. No one had ever said
No
that.
one has ever
No
said
one
those
has
two
said
words together, ever.
in that exact tone, ever. If you say it now, that's the Obi-Wan Kenobi phrase.
Hello there.
You know how they say there's no such thing as an original phrase? There is after, or that's the only original phrase. Everything after that is not an original phrase because he said it first.
Clearly.
Because most people just say hello or
There.
hi there.
You're there.
You're there.
Hello.
Is that Austin Powers?
Yeah, it's like, there you are! Like, I know you're like, no, but you're there! That's where you are, you're there.
Oh well, Kilted Adventures just blown his own trumpet, but I'll read it anyway. I'm going to put a blow your own trumpet Gaston from the Disney movie Beauty and the Beast voice. Right? I'm fit as hell, but also enjoy a fine dram on a regular basis. How do you manage this yourself? And in the meantime, do you want to come back to my place and look at my trophies? He's basically saying he enjoys a dram to stay fit. How do we manage it? It's health and happiness, really.
Same way as you, Kilted Adventurer.
Yeah. You burn more calories when wearing a kilt as well. That's the secret. But be good Monday to Friday, eat well, train hard, and then you can enjoy drams, which for us is really only on a Friday nowadays.
Well, at the moment it is, isn't it?
And J-Mat for life, what we drinking? So I'm on the 15-year-old.
And I am on a Highland Park Viking whiskey.
Okay, Sharna, blow your own trumpet. Is that even possible?
If you remove a rib.
Remember those rumours about Prince for
That's
that?
apparently did. Why would you? I don't get it. I don't get it.
I mean, that's clearly pre-social media, so that's fake news before
Yeah.
fake news was a thing.
Gary says, you both have the best facial expressions, and Cassandra says, hello to my favourite coaches.
Hey.
Do you have more than us? Good morning from New Zealand, says Kirsty Emma Gray. And greetings from Raleigh.
Hey, really? Happy days.
Right. And we're back into the comments there.
Yeah.
So, if you're at all thinking, do you know what, I need to do something about my health and well-being, just go to thekiltedcoaches.com, look at weight loss in the menu, and read all about what we do in the membership. Get yourself on a pre-sale list. There's no commitment required at the moment, but just get yourself on that list because there is a wee special treat, and it's not us. What does Shannon say?
It's not us stripping.
It's not us stripping. But there is a wee special treat for those who sign up early from that pre-sale list. So just get yourself on the list. First and foremost, get yourself on the list.
Keith says that's Keith McCaslin. That's how you pronounce his name. So sorry, Keith.
Fair enough.
Oh, stop. Obeid's on. Pop quiz. Where's Obeid from?
Pop quiz, hot chat.
Pop quiz, hot chat. Where is Obeid from?
He's from Italy.
Nope.
New York.
You get one more strike, it's not New York.
Paris.
You're out of the game. That's the one more strike, you're done. Go home.
Obey from London.
That's
baby.
the one. Good to see you, Obeid. And Sokar Siba said, howdy from New Mexico. I'll have a margarita in your name. I can right to that.
Kelso is saying, rap. Step in the kilts.
Steven Sekilts or
No,
Stephen?
step in the kilts.
I don't know. Well.
Julie Jason's on. Hi, Julie. Nice to see you.
Lincoln Motor says, when was the last time you went dancing? I actually don't know. When was the last time you went dancing?
I was dancing about a month ago.
See no more.
I was.
He was dancing on the ceiling, Lionel Richie style.
Dancing in the moonlight. Yeah, I was dancing in the moonlight. And I don't need to say more about that.
Happy days. Now Sharon is saying, when does the list close? So the pre-sale list closes tomorrow.
It actually should officially be right now, but we figured because we're going to do this live, we may as well just keep it open until tomorrow morning. When we wake up tomorrow morning, the first thing I'm going to do is switch off that pre-sale list. So if you want it, just do it now.
Yeah. And remember, it's free to get on the pre-sale list, but you're not going to get the treat unless you're on it. So get yourself on it. Go to thekiltedcoaches.com, read through. There's a bit that says find out more, fill in the details, get on there, and if you decide to sign up, you can get a special treat.
I'm going to go to the list right now and just see if people are signing up.
Are you going to sign up?
I want to see if people are signing up
It's
themselves.
like a fake name or something. That's a fake.
That's so we've had 4 people since earlier today.
Obeyed says, normally I go to sleep max 10 PM today because of the weekend I'm up. Luckily I joined you, so... No, actually Obeyed, that's nice that you've got bedtime. We always shout about get to your bed or have a set bedtime because sleep is so important for all your health and wellness results. But we're also equally glad that you stay up with us and enjoy your whiskey.
Absolutely. Kirsty says, have you tried 30-year-old Highland Park whiskey? That is a sweet dram. Well, first and foremost, Kirsty, I agree. You spelled whiskey wrong. It doesn't have an E when you're talking about from Scotland. But no, I've not tried the 30-year-old. I'd imagine it's... I'm drinking a 12-year-old right now, and it's pretty effing nice. So a 30-year-old is going to be sweet.
Mama Consuelo says, so good to see you guys. My mantra is still eat less, move more. Thanks for that.
Nice.
And Obeyed says, Rab, your daughter is very cute. Bless you both. May Allah Almighty always keep you protected under His shelter blessing.
Nice.
Very kind.
Nice, Obeyed. Sue says, hi coaches. Sue Ebola Kapati. Recognise that name. You're one of our members.
Is that Sue? Yeah, Sue is.
Sue,
Pretty sure she is, isn't she? Or she certainly was.
And Julie says, I think I'm on the list already. Julie, well, if you're not, you should be. And Julie Hall says, hello.
Yeah. So, C says, have to go journal, have a great weekend. That's a very good excuse. And Obeyed saying, sorry my dear, I don't drink any wine, alcohol, whiskey, and moose on yet. We'll give you a gunshot instead.
Caroline said, I spent 1 month in Scotland and I have to say that you have a beautiful country. I agree with you, Caroline.
Yeah.
And Cheryl Mills is on. Hey guys. Hey you guys.
Lincoln Moto can speak Gaelic. We were learning it for a while.
Aikava.
What was the hello again? It was Madin Va. That was good morning.
That's good morning. Marin va, Feisgama, Aikava. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
Yeah, good
That's
night.
as much as I can remember. Slan Shava.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's about it. Right, where are we? Kelso Incurable Coaches, good. My favourite city was Edinburgh. And Tracy says, last week I messed up and was mistakenly thinking you were on at 10 my time. So I made sure to not let that happen again this week. Tracy, you're here.
Yep, you made it. Happy days.
You are here. And Cheryl says, I finally caught you when I wasn't at work. Yes, you did, Cheryl.
What Cheryl was that? Oh, Cheryl May, favourite Texan. Here we go.
Cheryl, your hair looks amazing in your profile
Volume.
picture.
I bet that you've got to swirl it because you're worth it.
It's a bounce, isn't it? That's what bounce. You can just go bounce up and down. Go.
Is it L'Oreal because you're worth it? What brand is L'Oreal?
I'm pretty sure it's it. No, is it?
Because I'm worth it. Is that L'Oreal? I'm going to assume that's worldwide.
Because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it. What shampoo do you use?
I use Shampoo Bar.
Oh.
Sarah hates me because obviously Sarah, my wife, she does like skincare, beauty, makeup. She's a hair and makeup artist, but she does skincare and beauty and helps me with all these things. and she does all this whole thing of like shampooing with certain shampoos. You got like a certain facial cleanser and then a moisturizer and a toner and everything. All this, and I go in with the shampoo bar. Like it's like bar. I'm like I rub it on my head and it froths up. I'm like yeah, done that. I rub it on my beard, rub it on my face, and then like fuck it, and then just rub the whole thing on my body as well. It's like one bar does the whole job, and she just hates it because guys typically don't have like skin issues, right? It's just like no, it's what it is. Women have to deal with hormones and times of the month and shit like that, and yeah.
Then it's scrub-a-dub-dub-a-dub-a-dub.
What shampoo do you use?
I don't wash. That's why I'm so fucking.
Is that what that fucking smell is?
That's what it is. You just refuse to wash. I'm just au naturel. I've got like this Radox shower.
It's
stuff.
a musk. It's a musk. It stings the nostrils.
It's the musk in my muscles. Yeah, I've got this Radox one, and I like it because it's very, very strong. It stings the nostril, makes me feel fresh. And I brush my teeth in the shower too to save water. And it's just a habit now. Originally did it save
It doesn't
time.
really save water though, does it? Because you're brushing your teeth while like loads of water's come pissing in the shower.
No, wash my hair at the same time. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach.
So the shampoo's going into your mouth while you're brushing your teeth.
Exactly, yeah.
It'd make more sense to wash your balls while you're brushing your teeth.
Do you remember that joke in Friends? I talk about sharing. Well, Joey was taking his toothbrush. He's like, you can't share toothbrushes. And then he mentioned soap. And Chandler's like, soap. And Joey's like, yeah, well, you just think of what I wash last and what you wash first. Obey the saying, if I want to meet you, how should I go ahead? As I have plenty of annual holidays and wish to meet you. Once, obeyed. We only meet our members. So you have to be in our membership first, and then if you made your way to Perth, Scotland, and if the stars align,
if the stars align,
we meet as many of our members as we possibly can. As long as you've got the mindset of that, be flexible with times, because sometimes we have meetings where we've absolutely meet for a coffee.
Unfortunately, even with our members, we can't guarantee that we're going to meet you. We just can't, because life is not as simple as that. So yeah, your first step if you want to meet us, it would be join our membership. Cheryl saying, oh no, I've got that already. Don't you like my camel on my profile picture? Says Julie Hall. It's a lovely camel.
I like
even its tool.
Obaid is a banker, but his hobby is oil painting on canvas. I want to paint Scotland. That's awesome. Well, you have awesome things to paint. Oh, look, it's muzzled. So we're looking at the camel.
Yeah, we're looking at the camel. It's got
the camel's got a camel toe muzzle.
Yes, we do like your camel.
Yeah. Obaid, you said, okay, I'll join immediately. Well, we do have a pre-sale list and the doors open. Well, if you're on the pre-sale list, you can get in Sunday. So go to thekiltedcoaches.com, get on the pre-sale list, and put lots of emails firing out, and then you can get on board. And then, yeah, come to Scotland and paint Scotland. That'd be epic. And then if you do come to Scotland and paint it, and if you tag us in your paint, or painting, we will share it on our page.
Happy days. So where did I get to? Julie Hall, yes, we love your camel.
Yeah.
Al Jones is on. Hi Stephen and Rab. Hi Al. Thanks. Yes, I think it's L'Oreal.
Because she's worth it. Dio says, hey guys, hi from Brazil. Love you guys. Dio, that's a new name.
No, it's Maybelline, isn't it?
Maybelline. Maybe she's
she's born with it.
Maybe it's Maybelline. J-Mac for life. What if we just come for a visit since we may be in Europe for the summer? So we had to instill a members only meet as of 2 years ago because we were just getting inundated with things. It wasn't fair to our members missing out. So
and we also met up with some guy who was a complete
asswipe.
I don't want to say the C word, but he was a
C word.
He was a grunt.
Yeah.
With a C.
Yeah, he was just not a very nice person, and that kind of shunned us a little bit. So what we realised is we, as human beings too, we can meet whoever the hell we want to meet, and we're very fond and keen to meet our members.
Because we know them.
Because we know them.
Because that's maybe unfair. We don't know the members, but we want to.
But we want to get to know them.
We want to get to know members because we speak to them week in, week out. So if somebody's coming to Scotland, yeah, we'd love to meet our members. Absolutely, if we can make it happen. It's not always possible. Unfortunately, it's not always possible. So if you're one of our members, we didn't meet you. I'm really sorry, but it wasn't possible.
And the member we were talking about, we met with them, and all they talked about was.
Well, it wasn't a member.
Well, it was a non-member, sorry, yeah, but all they talked about was some silly thing about an ex-wife that they just abandoned, and it was one of those things where like you were listening to the conversation, going, "What? And eventually,
the hell are you talking
never
about?
Never again. So basically for us, we're like, yeah, if you're a member, because by that point you'll have interacted with us. Because in our membership, we coach you 3 times a week via private lives like this, so we will know you by the time you come over. And as long as you're flexible and appreciate that we also have schedules, you can fit in, have a coffee, and to be honest, everyone since then has been pretty damn pleasant. So that's what it is.
Rachel says, hi from Australia. I was born in Scotland. As a single parent, I am struggling to fix exercise into my day. Any suggestions? So yes, Rachel, life takes over sometimes. Absolutely, we get that. What we need to do is redefine what it means to exercise. So a lot of time in your head you're thinking, I need an hour or I need 40 minutes to do this exercise. Sometimes you can actually get a good exercise session done in 15 minutes. So it's like, do I have 15 minutes? And if you've got 15 minutes...
It's one of those... Stick to the damn plan, right?
And it's Louis first.
I'm going to finger my whiskey now.
Your finger's wet now.
It's very, very wet.
Redefine what it means to exercise. So most people will at least 15 minutes to get something in. And sometimes get yourself a kettlebell. This is what we coach our members through. Is buy a kettlebell. The only thing you need is a kettlebell. That's it. And even if you can't afford a kettlebell, you don't even need that because you're your own body. You can do something. But a kettlebell's handy. Get a kettlebell and you can work an amazing workout for 15 minutes. Sometimes even just 10 minutes. And if you do that every single day, obviously varying up the workouts, then you can be really, really super fit in a very short space of time. That's what I would recommend.
Favourite Scottish actor? I would have to say Ewan McGregor, but up there as well, my dad used to know Dougray Scott.
I would say McAvoy, James McAvoy. After I seen Split, I'm like, man, James McAvoy is...
And then also Gerard Butler, right?
Yeah, Gerard Butler's good, like, all the ones you mentioned are all great. Billy Connolly's actually really good as well.
Yeah, I mean, but James McAvoy, to be fair, is up there with the ability to
Yeah. So when it comes to acting, his ability in Split was like phenomenal. To play all those different characters and to be able to flick between characters was like, holy fuck. And believable as well. It was just incredible.
What's the line? That wasn't me. It was what's his alter ego? It's not Susan. It's not Cynthia. What's his alter ego? And there's memes about it. It wasn't me. It was. God.
It's going to bump me now.
It's not Tracy.
It begins with us, doesn't it?
In the Patricia.
There you go.
Helen.
Thanks, Alan.
No, it wasn't me. It was Patricia.
Patricia. Robin Marie Clark. Same second name as me. Tena Korua, Kilted Coaches. Ata Marie, working hard at home with netballers.
Here's a point, right? So if somebody with the exact same spelling of surname, you and them become an item, do you have to get married?
Well, that's what happened with my sister.
Of course. So did she have to get married?
Well, you don't have to get married ever.
But I mean, like, you've got the same name, so right away it's like...
But being married is not about the name, it's about the agreement, the commitment, right?
I was hearing a story the other day about somebody, in fact it's at one of the local private schools here, so I'm not going to name which school it was, but there's not many to choose from, where the guy took the woman's name. I was like, really? I'm not... Like, if my wife wanted to keep her maiden name, fine. But I wouldn't have taken her name. I'm like, fuck that. So...
Thing is, like, in this modern age, it's like, oh, it should be okay, but he took her egg, he also took it
into the danger zone. You say that?
Yeah, that's maybe inappropriate. Dear. Robin sent 200 stars. Julie says soap is self-cleaning. Soap by nature is clean, right? Just signed up for the pre-sale list, says Lee. Happy days, Lee. Yes. David says
everybody should go and sign up for the pre-sale list right now.
You should. TheKillerCoaches.com. Click on weight loss in the menu. Sign up for the pre-sale.
This live,
get it done right now.
Right now
in
would
fact,
be 10 times better if you knew what the treat was.
We were on 107. Let's refresh that.
So we went away, otherwise these porcupines.
109.
Yes. There we are.
Happy days. On hump or two. One hump or two.
One hump or two.
They're talking about the camel toe.
Are we way back? That was
6 minutes ago. Yeah, 6 minutes ago. Robin, Hamilton Lakes has 6 kilometre walks I conquered this week. I am not prepared for stair climbs just yet. Robin, happy days though. Like you're making progress.
Boom, boom, boom. Rock shots. Sarah says, could you imagine if we all rocked up to the same bar for a drink and a giggle? Yeah, it'd be awesome.
That would get messy.
That's
That's not necessarily a good thing.
That's not a bad thing.
It's not necessarily a bad thing either. Yeah. Fans can be crazy, says David, and Cheryl says, with my American Airlines flight benefits, I'm going to try to get over there possibly next year. Happy days, Cheryl.
Judith, wind your neck in, lass.
Oh.
I think Rab is officially buzzed and just gave up on YouTube comments. Not at all. It's just some of them are just chatting to each other. So when they're chatting to each other, and I'm letting Stephen catch up.
Yeah, because I'm quite slow in the comments. That's very typical of how we work things here. Julie says, I don't even know what you guys do. I think I just saw you dancing around in kilts with nice muscles, so thought, yes, I'll follow them. Julie, we've been personal trainers for 17 years, helping people lose weight, get fit, improve their health and well-being. That's what we do. The main pull of what we do is we allow for life, and that's our biggest message. Is like, eat well, train hard, drink whiskey. And when we say drink whiskey, what we just mean it to you is that even if you don't like whiskey, it's like, just relax and enjoy the things that you enjoy, but train hard and eat well. Get to bed on time, but have positive thoughts, smile more, laugh more. That is our message. So if you are at all interested in losing weight and actually having it be sustainable rather than some unrealistic plan that you're following, then join the pre-sale list.
I love that our members know so well. So I was trying to call bullshit on Judith, and she just called it right back. She's like, Rab, I recognise that glazed over look even all the way across the board. Oh, you're gonna get a tap out, Judith, you're right, okay. It's like when your parents told you.
I concur.
Judith knows me so damn well. And now I'm going to have to pretend like I'm sober, Judith. It's like, when you're like, I'm not drunk, you're drunk. You're drunk, Judith. Goodness sake, what time's it in the afternoon here? What's that, like 6 p.m? Shame on you.
I don't know what you did 5 minutes ago, but Gary Warner is saying, was that a fuck it moment, Rab? I don't know.
Well.
The awesome fitness coaches, says Cheryl.
Yeah, go to our website and you'll see all the information on what we can offer. The online membership is the real magic, really, because we interact with our members day in, day out, and there's a real magic comes, and everybody has their own story and each goal, so it's that's where the real magic happens, basically.
Tracy said Jared Butler, Julie said Ewan McGregor, yes, delicious.
Oof.
And Lee said absolutely loves James McAvoy, has such a crush on him. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. He was really good in what was the Angelina Jolie one? Wanted.
Oh yeah,
I really like that as well. Kelso Barrow says Brazil equals Capriana.
Is that one that's a drink?
Capriana. Oh yeah. Chaka. Sugar lemon. I don't know.
Judith says, "Uh-oh, I think Robert is making an appearance. Quick, someone make a comment about someone being deep." Because Judith,
you know
you
him
know I
so
love
well.
it so deep. That was because there was a live. When you were away, there was a live that ended up not quite in the gutter, but not far off. And then when we started the next live, I was like, right, I'm gonna be Robert today, it's gonna be clean cut. And I made it most of the way through live until Michael McKnight, one of our members who's on here tonight, he said something towards the end. He used the D word, the deep word, and that was it. I made it till like 1 minute before the end of the session, and then he went deep, and that was it.
Oh dear. Julie says, "What a puff then?" Don't know what that means. Julie, what do you mean by what a puff then? Maybe his name was just awful. Awful. What are we talking about?
I can't remember. Sharon says, I think we should challenge Rob to do a workout while buzzed. That's fine, I can do that. I can do anything when I'm buzzed. Christine says, good evening everyone, and Matt for life, I love drinking, watching you blokes drinking. You already look more beautiful with big block capitals.
Happy days. Bonnie Morgan, what a cool name. It's a Bonnie name, isn't it? I joined the pre-sale list with your recipes. Is there anything that would work with picky kid eaters? We do a few recipes, but actually what we do is we educate our members rather than dictating with recipes and diet plans. So we actually educate around nutrients. When it comes to recipes, it really is a case of taking the lessons from the education part and then applying it to healthy kids recipes. So yes, yeah, but no but.
Yeah, but no what?
Yeah, but no but. Jamie, I tell everyone I meet that ask me about weight loss, about you guys and how much you have helped me. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate it.
Rockshot says, Rab, how do you pronounce Windowsill? My Cockney friend told me Windowsill. Sill? Like that is different from America. So we say windowsill, but Cockney friend told me windowsill. Windowsill? I don't know how to say it Cockney.
Windowsill?
Windowsill?
A Cockney, I don't know. I don't know.
For being English, Cockneys can't really speak English, can
they? Julie, know the man who took the woman's name.
The man who sold the world.
Hang on, wait.
Oh, we were talking about the guy that took the woman's name.
Yeah,
what did they say?
What was Julie's?
Maybe his name was just awful, right?
What a puff then. Yeah. Amy Happy Harold says, finally home with a glass of local distillery rye in hand. Maybe I'll head out to the garden later. Ho ho ho.
Oh, you ho you.
Don't get up to any naughty business, Amy.
They're whoring in the garden this time of night.
Amy, you better behave yourself. Tracy, the man taking the woman's name. Hello from Canada, says Heather. And Kate, and that's that word again, Capriana.
Which one?
Equals vodka, sugar, or lemon, good. And Matthew says lots.
There's a new Jurassic Park movie coming out, which I'm excited about.
Is there?
I fucking love dinosaurs. So basically, I think, remember there was the Velociraptor. In fact, it merges all the movies. So it's got Chris Pratt in it from Jurassic World, but it's also got Goldblum and all the ones from Jurassic Park 1.
Goldblum's gold, right?
Goldblum? Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, yeah.
And basically Blue, the raptor from Chris Pratt, has had a baby and then somebody steals it. That's all you can see. So Chris Pratt's in it, and then they even bring back Dr. Blonde Hair Lady. Whatever her name was in the first Jurassic Park.
Oh,
Dr.
I can't remember or whatever. Dr. Grant.
No, Dr. Grant was Sam
The guy,
Hume's character.
yeah.
He's also in it. He's in it too. And
Sam Hume?
Yeah, Sam Hume's in it.
No.
Sam Neill. Or is it Sam O'Neill? Sam Neill, maybe.
Sam Neill.
Helen says, I love the trailer for the new Jurassic Park film tonight. It looks amazing with sparkly eyes and a fucking dinosaur.
I haven't seen these really. I'm going to search it.
Laura Dern, that rings a bell actually. Blonde hair.
Jurassic
She's the one that Goldblum does the whole water about the chaos theory in her hand. He's flirting with her until he finds out that.
Dr. Ellie Sattler.
Yeah, Ellie, there you are. Jurassic World Dominion. You just found it. Well done, bud.
Let's put Jurassic.
There we are.
2015. Is that one? Hang on.
Jurassic World Dominion. Type that in. can't really watch it now, but what's the release date?
This year, apparently.
Yeah.
We just watch it without you. Just ignore us for a few minutes.
That was my point earlier about like I'm getting annoyed with YouTube having like fake fan-made stuff that's labelled incorrectly.
Fake.
No, that's real. That's because you're on YouTube as well. It's
There's fake. No, I mean the dinosaur looks fake. Look.
I'm sorry if they can't get a real fucking dinosaur in this day and age.
Look at that.
Yeah, because they can't go to Isla Nubla anymore.
I know, but like the other Jurassic Parks look more real
Because
than
you
that.
use real dinosaurs, mate. You can't use it because of animal cruelty.
Just like in Free Willy when they used a real whale the first time and then you had to use a fake one the second time.
Exactly. It's like when Steven Spielberg got in trouble because he was taking photos next to dead Triceratops. They're like, I can't believe he hunted that by himself.
Sorry guys, but like look at this. I mean that looks fake. Like all the other Jurassic Parks, I mean this is the latest one, it should look real as fuck. I'm disappointed. I don't want to watch it.
Fine, I'll watch it by myself then. Rockshot saying Scots pronounced nicely alley means early. Scots pronounce nicely.
Nicely.
Alley means early. We say early.
What?
No. Susan says, sorry, got to go. My poor dog is having a meltdown with some thunder and wind, so I need to offer her comfort. See you later. Oh, what a wee shame, actually. It's like fireworks night, it's never great. Sharna's off to her bed.
Have you got any more sign-ups for the pre-sale list?
Let's see, we're at 109, right? Come on. Come on, somebody else sign up to the pre-sale list.
Come on, get the pre-sale list on the go.
Do the same. What happens when the whiskey runs out? Does the liquor store deliver? Does it get ugly? We've got more booze actually. There's always
The whiskey doesn't run out.
it's just the bottle gets finished. We then give it a bit of a send off out onto the river. We use our bows, set it on fire.
Because they're legal.
Yeah,
in York.
Yeah. Actually, remember in Game of Thrones they did the whole Viking send off and he misses twice.
Oh, really?
And I didn't expect it to happen. He fires the arrow and it misses, and I'm like, okay, so he launches another one, he misses again, and eventually somebody steps up and like, give me that, and launches it, and it gets it first time. Right. Fuck's sake.
Yeah, I don't really buy any Game of Thrones.
Did it look fake as well? Did it?
No,
the dinosaur's not real enough for it. They use
lo-
real dragons. In that,
I loved the concept. I just got confused with the whole all different stories going on. I couldn't keep up.
They eventually set the dragons free in the end. So like obviously after filming, when it was all done and dusted and the Starbucks Cup had been in filming, somewhere north of Scotland there's one of the dragon stuff apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Has that what been seen flying around?
Possibly, aye. Possibly,
Dr. Sadler, there we go, love this, hello. Yeah, Dr. Sadler says late. Julie says, Tracy, I have a personal trainer and live life to the full every day. Love life. These guys are lovely. Off to sleep now. Check out Drunk History 2 on Facebook.
Drunk History 2.
Fair enough.
We've got a bit of a drunk history ourselves.
Maverick Z. Maverick Z says, hello. Hi, Maverick Z.
Christine says, I finally made it to Scotland in April. We drove through Perth on our tour. Such a beautiful country and people. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Happy days. Good mates having whiskey on a Friday night. Perfect, says Gary. And Heather says, hello, brothers.
Hello. Actually, somebody on the comments, was that a Facebook or YouTube, were like, are you really brothers? I was like, brothers from other mothers. That was quite nice, considering the usual. So that's a bit of a change. Yay!
Yay! Oh, hang on. Shh. Is it maybe the baby dino?
What about the baby dino?
Yeah, Tracy, the baby dino looked fake though.
They used real baby dinosaurs and none of them were harmed, ever.
Tracy says, you don't want members to sign up on the pre-sale list, right? Exactly, Tracy. If you're a member, do not sign up on the pre-sale list because you get a bunch of inspirational stuff that you've already heard.
Yeah.
Our members get everything.
Everything.
You don't have to sign up for anything because you've got it all. If you're not a member and you want some stuff, then get to pre-sale list.
And then you get it all.
You get it all.
Does anybody have any questions, actually? Any questions?
Otherwise, we'll just move off and enjoy the whiskey.
Yeah. What we're going to drink next, actually. I should go deadlifts in the morning.
How are you?
Don't know, I'll do tomorrow, let's see. How's your chest? Yeah.
It's all, I would say 100% healed now.
Yeah.
In case you didn't know, I was doing judo and I got beat. I won 2 matches and then I lost my 3rd match, and the guy sort of landed on my chest, and it just sucked. It crushed my chest, so it was like sore here, and even coughing or trying to blow my nose hurt. So I think I cracked a rib, dislocated something, or damaged some cartilage. I'm not too sure which, but yeah, it just sucked.
Tell me what your boy said to you with the bronze medal.
So my youngest son, Kerr, he's just turned 6. He was actually only 5 at the time when he said this though. And so I got home, and granted, okay, so there's 4 of us in this group for judo. I go on, I win my 1st match, I win my 2nd match, I lose my 3rd match. Okay, there's only 3 matches. Lose my 3rd, get injured. But then because 3 of us won 2 matches, ultimately we all have to go again, so that we knew the placings. And I was like, I just can't, there's just no way. Every time I moved my arm, there was like clicks and movement going on. I was like, there's no way I can do it. So I had to pull out, and I had to get a bronze medal rather than potentially silver or gold. And that's fine, you know, I got injured and it's fair. But I got home, and my boys were excited to see me, and they're like, Daddy, like, do you have your judo competition today? I said, yeah. Won 2 matches, you know, lost my 3rd. And they're like, did you get a medal? I said, yeah. And I said, do you want to see it? And they're like, yeah. And they're really excited. And Argyle, my eldest, he's great. And he looked and he's like, oh, Daddy, that's amazing, well done. And he ran off up to his bedroom to play the game. And Kerr looked at it, my youngest, and he was like, is it gold? And of course it was bronze. And I was like, no, it was bronze. And he went, well, you're not that good then. And I was like, this side of my chest was hurting already, but this side was just like suddenly stabbed in the heart. I'm like, fuck.
Well, then I had my daughter's sports day, and then I had the dad's race, and I came 3rd. So then on the drive home, I'm ringing him, mate, I'm a loser like you. I got 3rd place. I got my fucking bronze sticker.
3rd place losers.
Yeah. The guilty coaches, because when 1st place you just can't get, and 2nd place isn't good enough. We like to come 3rd.
We're last place winners.
Michael Thomas, not seen your name for a while. Hey, from Columbus, Ohio. The 2 of you are icons amongst me and my friends.
Hey, happy days.
And Judith is trying to troll me. Drunk Rab is very entertaining. Are you saying sober Rab isn't entertaining? I'm offended by that, Judith.
Jamie said, definitely a whiskey kind of night for me. Jamie, I hope what are you drinking, Jamie? What are you drinking? Let us know. I don't know if you told us already or not.
Simon P saying, where's my whiskey?
Where's my whiskey? Tracy's just making sure. That's fine. It's fine. Julie, do you wear pants under your kilt? Julie, we'll ignore that one based on the conversation we've just been having.
Yes. Which conversation were we just having?
About inappropriate remarks and behaviours.
Man, that was at least a whole glass ago. That feels like
Julie, do you wear pants? Do you wear underwear, or you commando with your camel toe? Talk about inappropriate, right?
Fair play. Sharna is a gobshite because she's not gone to bed. She's still commenting. She's not the Messiah. She's a very naughty girl.
Tracy says, "Oh, he's the one with the same birthday as me."
Who's that?
I don't know. Tracy, I'm not who you're referring to. I'm not too sure.
Judith's asking, Rab, do you go deep on the deadlifts? So deep.
Who are we? Lee, If I'm completely out of shape and overweight and have knee replacements, will I be able to keep up with your program? Lee, yes, absolutely, because we, as much as we create a program, have created a program, it's all ready to go, we are also there 3 times per week. 3 times per week. It's like literally every second day you get access to us to ask your questions and allow that program to be moulded into your lifestyle, your limitations, your boundaries, your injuries. So yes, absolutely. We've actually had people in a wheelchair complete our program before. So whatever your injuries are, you can work around them. Don't worry about it.
Sharna's like, I came, I saw, I conquered.
Amy Happy Harold. They can't use real baby dinosaurs because of child labour laws. That explains it. That explains it. And William Norse says, Slanche from Marshfield, Massachusetts. Somebody else from Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Yeah,
must be pretty big there.
And Julie's laughing.
Julie's
You're laughing because we mentioned your camel toe. Because you're asking what's under the kilts.
Watch out, they spit. I'm just so laughing at Sharna saying she came and she conquered. I'm like, no, if you came, you were conquered. But you saw.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. They have terrible memories when they're sober, Judith.
I have a terrible memory all the time. That's why we use our phones, because we're
Yeah.
cyborgs, right?
Cyborgs, yes, sir.
And Mary Boyle, as they say, Lee, yeah, you sure will. It's very adaptable. Yes, so Mary, absolutely, you know very fine well.
We always try to promote engagement and interaction with our members. So it's all about encouraging and giving people confidence to ask the question. So if you come in of any ability, in fact, we were just literally on a Zoom call today with a lady that was a wheelchair user and has now put the wheelchair in the shed or garage.
So nice to hear.
And is now onto crutches and getting down to the shop and back on crutches as well as everything else. And we're like, you forget the impact of someone's lifestyle when you can get out of the wheelchair. And that lady is just going to just go on to bigger and better things because she's now going to be building up how far she can go on the crutches, and then you just never know, the sky's the limit. So meeting the program where it is and understanding that everybody has their own abilities, inabilities, and you all go at your own pace. But the bottom line is sticking in. That's the key thing there.
Let's keep
The results will flow.
Karen Ann Disley says, I have an incisional hernia from an incurable cancer surgery. How am I supposed to exercise to lose the flap? So Karen, ask yourself what you can do. What are you doing for your activity, like physical activity? So rather than thinking of exercise, because when you think exercise, you think squats, crunches, running, you know, a bunch of things. But try to remove that label and say, what am I doing for my physical activity? Can you walk? First and foremost, can you walk? If you can walk, then you can do it. Like everything we've just been talking about, one of our members literally has put our wheelchair away and is on crutches. So what can you do? And it's a message for everybody. Rather than focusing on what you can't do, think about what you can do instead. What can I do? And let's do that. And then we'll just look to make a small improvement. Let's look to make progress within that. Tracy, your son, the one who said you aren't good then for getting the bloods. Okay, so Tracy, so your birthday, I'm going to get this wrong now, 11th of May is his birthday. So is that your same birthday? Nice to hear.
Happy days.
Karen, I haven't worn underwear since having my baby 32 years ago. Fair enough, Karen.
Yeah. And on the
Nobody's
underwear,
not chafing.
and Judith Hall says, hey guys, you can't have camel toe without the undies. Well, I've seen people with trousers on and get camel toe, I'm just saying. Everybody's giving Sharna praise on YouTube and Sharna's blushing.
Sharna is absolutely awesome, so she deserves the praise.
Yeah.
Tracy,
What's that song? Fat Boy Slim. I want to praise you like you should.
Yeah.
To praise you. We're going to dedicate that song to you for the next 5 minutes.
It's a really weird song though, isn't it?
But only 5 minutes, Sharna, because we can't have you thinking that. I don't know what we're saying, but it's along the lines of we've got to treat you mean to keep you keen, keep you working hard. So we'll give you a bit of praise for 5 minutes, then we'll go back to being twangers to you.
Yeah. Although Ferrari's showing up tomorrow, so like doesn't really stand up.
But we're not going to wash it.
Yeah, and she's got to pay for the fuel for it, and the road tax, and the insurance.
And the tyres aren't even inflated, because that's the kind of gentleman we are not. It's like, take that, Sharna. You're going to have a car parked outside you can't drive.
Yeah.
But we'll give you the key.
Yeah, and be shit in the glove box.
You're a hard taskmaster. Sharna's like the whiskey, she keeps them going, yeah. Sharna, we stand by this. Sharna was the best thing to come out of 2021.
Yeah.
And that's an honest statement. We'll drink to that.
Yeah, I'm going to slash at that.
Sharna, the best thing to come out of 2021 was a shite year for us.
Let's talk about 2021 for us. 2021 sucked because we had so much going on, and on paper it looked great, right? We had a TV series, we had a book coming out, everything looked amazing, but actually the fundamentals and actually the reality was so different. It sucked. It was fucking shit.
A bunch of nonsense and companies letting us down and people letting us down. It was just like, oh.
Everything from a company who was designing a new website for us that was going to be absolutely incredible. It was shit. A sales team that was going to do the job for us while we were filming for our TV series. We're going to do, like, we knew what we could do, just the two of us who are not sales trained, and the sales team, and they're going to be amazing and do all these things. It was shit. It was absolutely fucking terrible. And the only thing that came out of 2021 that was fucking awesome, incredible, was Sharna.
So drink to Sharna. The silver lining, 2021 silver lining was Sharna.
Here's to Sharna.
I get back to fucking work, Sharna, for goodness sake. I've had like a whole half hour off.
The fuck are you doing still?
Jesus Christ.
You got work tomorrow. It's already
You've
tomorrow.
got emails to answer, Sharna. Jesus.
For fuck's sake. Get to bed.
Susan saying, would Porridge Guy be second place, Rob? What's that for?
Porridge Guy?
Well, we're talking about stirring the porridge, but I don't know about Susan brought up a Porridge Guy.
Who's talking about stirring the porridge?
Remember that was a joke years ago with Susan. She accidentally said she would stir the porridge. And that was a joke. Porridge Guy.
Just quickly, Amy Happy Harold says Sharon absolutely deserves praise. Yes, she does. And Catherine Nyberg, nice to see you here. I need some tips on fighting depression when you get an injury and start gaining weight. So Catherine, the best thing you can do is take a big breath, reset where you are right now, and try to put the past behind you. Focus on what you've got in front of you right now, what you want to do, how you want to live your life, what your vision is, and move towards that vision. That's it. Regardless of injuries, regardless of illness, just focus on what's in front of you and your vision. That's it.
That is all.
That is all.
Jim Walker saying Sharna, and then Sharna's actually got a proper question.
Ooh.
Oh wow. You want any toast? Any Red Dwarf fans get that thing.
Any toast?
You want any toast? There's this annoying toaster on Red Dwarf if you see it then. Yeah, right, go on Sharna. This better be proper. If it's not, then
This is how Sharon's reclaiming her power. You see what she's doing here?
she's keeping us waiting.
No, but she's asking a serious question. So
Well, you don't know if it's serious.
She's like, I could take the compliments, I could take the insults, but I'm going to like solidify my place by asking you a question and putting you back into you being coaches.
No, we'll see.
We are of service. We are of
Sharna's
service.
like a blend of both of us. She's got a bit of serious in you and my bullshit in there too. So I think it's going to be a bit of both. I think she's going to say like, how much wood could the wood chop? How do I strengthen my ankles so I don't fall in holes anymore? Well, that's a semi-serious question. So you have to understand the background of this is Sharna dug a hole for herself, literally, and then fell in it. I mean, this is what we're dealing with here at the Kilted Coaches Limited. You got people that dig holes themselves and then vomit. There's that saying, it's the daft dog that bites itself. So poor Sharna had a pond that was covered over, filled up with soil, I believe, and fell in the goddamn hole.
Sharna.
Now Sharna, within our book, there's a lesson that's called, if you want to get out of the hole, the first thing you have to do is put down the shovel.
That's not what this chapter's called. That's a long ass chapter name. It's along those lines though.
Yeah. Strengthen the ankles. Actually, there are things you can do, Sharna, off the end of a step. It starts off as a stretch. So if you stand on your bottom stair, drop the heels down to stretch the calves, then you can come up on the toes and down, drop the heels up on the toes, and then when you're up, you can even pivot left, pivot right, and just get a bit of ankle mobility. Grab a seat, put the leg out in front of you, and rotate the ankle clockwise and anti-clockwise. And that just helps loosen everything off and strengthen all the ligaments and tendons in the area. And also, I don't get one of those little signs. If there's a sign, like freshly buried soil in a hole that was recently dug.
You should also have a badge that says, I'm an idiot. And then every now and again you look down, as long as it's upside down so you can actually read it properly. Say, I'm an idiot. I should not step in holes. You go, that's what I'm not supposed to do. And then you won't step in holes.
So, can everybody just say poor Sharna? Can everybody put poor Sharna into the comments? Oh.
Karen says, thank you. I walk as much as I can, but most physical movement increases my pain. I feel it and I catch 22, but hey ho, live as best I can and watching your videos, you sexy bear. Karen, there's always something you can do. So as much as you're like, I'll do what I can, there's always something you can do. So just focus on being active, eating good food, getting to bed on time. Okay, because you might think, I'll do what I can, but there's physical pain. But yeah, are you getting to bed on time? Are you minimizing toxins? Are you staying active? Are you hydrating? Are you, focused on taking deep breaths? All these little things will have a knock-on effect for your well-being. And obviously, watching Kilted Coach's videos will absolutely help strengthen your heart, your mind, your body, your soul. So watch all the videos you can of the Kilted Coaches, share them on your page because this is vital for your well-being.
Just saying, I think what Rad just described is physically impossible. So I wasn't mean on the ground level. Make sure you're up one step and drop the heels down. So you're on the first step and then drop the heels down to stretch your toes.
Unless it looks like level ground, in which case you could stand on the actual level ground and then drop your heels into what is the pond.
Stretch down.
Shut up, I'm sorry.
She says she's had worse accidents in that bloody allotment.
Yeah.
Or has worse accidents taken place? Is there bodies buried under there, maybe?
Yeah.
The allotment, the good old allotment,
Yeah. Tracy says to Sharna Slanche, by good night, my friend, says Kelso. Karen says, love watching your videos. I meant to say being on the whiskey too. Happy days, Karen. That's a Karen. Poor Sharna says Mary. And Bobby says, Perfect Friday Live. Love you, gents, from Salt Lake City, Utah.
Well, we've been enjoying getting back to these late lives. It's been a while since we've done it, and like for Blythe of the World 1972, you were one of the regular commenters. Hi guys, hope all is well. Good to see you back in action.
Yeah.
So it's good that we're back to this sort of time zone, catching the old audience, because I think we used to go live around this time, give or take. So.
Yeah, we used to do it quite regular. We do enjoy it. We enjoy having a few whiskies and chatting to people across the world. So if you want to get on the lives on a regular basis, then we will be here.
The more you comment, like, share, if the interaction's good, then we say, great, that's the time slot that suits everybody, so then we're more likely to keep that going.
Karen's just said, ooh, I do bless you, half naked Kilted Coaches sure does increase my heart rate. Ooh. You naughty, naughty lady.
Sharna saying bodies make good fertilizer. Now, have you ever seen the movie, Cameron Diaz was in it, I'm sure. I think it's called Last Supper. I think it's based on a book. And the idea is that, I'm sure it's based on a book, it's a group of friends, they're either college friends or whatever, and they all meet for dinner. And then this one night, Bill Paxton is the actor that plays the first victim. He's a trucker. His truck's broken down or burst multiple tyres. It's raining. So like, oh, come in for dinner. So he joins them at the table. And everything's great to start with. And all of a sudden, I can't remember if the conversation gets political or something, you know, when it's going to be a 50-50 split. And Bill Paxton's character says something controversial, and everyone at the table's like, you know, they're just kind of, what's this guy all about? And they end up lacing his drink with poison and killing him, and then burying him in the garden. But then afterwards, they're all reflecting on it, like, that felt awesome, felt like a rush, we felt like we put the world to right, that guy was an asshole. So then what they start doing is inviting assholes to dinner. And then poisoning them, yeah. And then in the garden, they've got, I think it's either tomato plants or whatever it is, bushes going. So as the movie progresses, there's more and more bushes of the whatever plant they're hiding on the bodies underneath. So you get the impression that they've killed off like 10, 15 people or something around their garden. It's a good movie. I'm sure it's called Last Supper. So if anyone has seen Last Supper, please let me know. So
Never heard of that.
Is anyone else seen it?
Nah, Bobby.
Not making it up.
Bobby Gallegos said, watch the Quilted Coaches.
Cool. We've not had that one for a while.
The Quilted?
The Quilted Couches were a good one, right?
The Quilted Couches, yeah.
We should just make a video called The Quilted Couches.
We should.
We sit wrapped on
Yeah,
blankets.
so then somebody ever searches for it, we're there.
Yeah. Seriously, saying these two in the chat is addictive. Oh, well.
Right, guys, if there is any more questions, please fire away.
Just as Sarah said that, Stephen's about to cut you off from the source. Now you're going to be on the streets scratching the addiction, double cheeseburgers, man. Yeah, kill coaches live.
I just need the Quilted Coaches to keep me warm.
Oh, Blythe the World 1972 is Karen P.
Karen P?
Karen P. She's dark haired, used to have your icon had glasses like a librarian. I could have sworn. Am I right? Am I wrong? Or am I just
really? Karen P. Not too sure.
Susan saying I was stirring the porridge.
What?
That is slanderous, Susan.
That's.
I make the porridge, I don't stir the porridge. First come, first served.
I've no comments.
Karen is saying yes, dark shades. That's right. That's it. Why did you change your avatar to that creepy doll then?
Anyway, wait, what?
Karen. Yeah. So Karen. Yeah. So Karen changed it to the doll, Blythe World 1972. But on Facebook, it was Karen P or Karen McThingy, and she had dark hair and thick shade glasses on.
I can't remember.
I remember when it changed to that.
I've had whiskey, I can't remember. Lorraine Clark says, good to see you guys in the morning here, and you have inspired me to get up and get dressed. Happy days.
Well, Lorraine, get
Better
on.
than being naked, I guess.
Get on the pre-sale list. Just don't even bother clothes.
Yeah.
The pre-sale list shuts off tomorrow. Anybody on that has the opportunity for a special treat. It doesn't cost you anything to go on the pre-sale list.
Get on the
pre-sale
list.
Get the opportunity.
Shall we check it? How many people are on it now? Right, we're on 109. And we are 112. Way! Happy days. Anita Ruiz Whitley says, great movie. Which movie was talking about?
I think it was the Last Supper. I think it was how many minutes ago? 1 minute. That's the Last Supper. Is a good movie.
And Tracy's laughing. Karen says, I love watching you both, educational as well as easy on the eye. Not hard on the eye, right?
Judith says, poor Stephen, he has to be the adult tonight, and Rab drank all the whiskey. He's got his own whiskey, Judith. Jeez. I drank my own whiskey. Stuck to the damn pan there, man. Imagine she just emptied it. Really like it. Okay. That's one thing I realised. So movies, like we like to enjoy whiskey and drink it. But isn't it interesting that the way that they do scotch or whiskey in movies is they pour it into a glass and like lid off, pour it.
Knock it back.
Then they pour another one. And that they create this culture of slam dunking the funk out of that whiskey.
But then that's normally a bourbon, right? It's like a
Why would you want to shot it? Like,
Strange.
if you're just going to shot something.
But more often than not, it's actually it's a negative response to what's going on in life, right? It's like, oh, and it's not drinking whiskey because you love whiskey. It's like, I'm going to drink whiskey because I hate my life.
Yeah, I want to get drunk.
Therefore, it makes sense that they're not going back. Like, if somebody loves their life, they'll be sipping the whiskey and actually appreciating it. But in movies, it's like, I hate my life, I need to knock this back. That actually kind of makes sense, right?
Sharna's got her back. She said spelled whiskey wrong.
Ah, good.
That's just. But I love it that Sharna's still awake. She wants. See, she's hooked. She's like, I want to leave the conversation, go to bed, but I don't know what they're going to say. So she stays with one eye open. She stays till the job's done, Sharna, and we can appreciate that.
Yeah, she does. Anita says, yes, love Last Supper, love watching you guys, I'm in Texas.
Yeah.
So Anita, where in Texas are you? I would actually love to go to Texas. I'd love to go to Austin. Austin, Texas is where everything's happening right now. I'd love to go to Austin.
Everything's happening?
Like, everything's happening.
Everything?
Everything.
Like, what about...
Like, see when you poured that whiskey?
Does that happen?
That happened. Honestly, that happened in Austin, Texas.
What about when I was messing with the ball?
That happened in Austin as well.
Jesus Christ. Did you know what also happened in Austin, Texas?
What?
In the movie Road Trip, the girl goes to the wrong place.
She does. She goes to Boston, Massachusetts.
Instead
of Austin, Texas.
That's right. That's right. That happened there. Jeez. Well, I'll be damned. There we are.
Do you know what doesn't happen in Austin, Texas?
What?
Nothing.
Nothing doesn't happen. There you are. Jesus, I'll be damned, eh?
Yeah.
There we are. Just saying, in America, we use the E.
Yeah, that's risky.
It was my second grade spelling test. That's why you need a mixer with your drink, Judith. When you don't need the E, it drops all the additives. There we are.
Tracy is asking, how close do yins you live to each other?
Well, to give you an idea, Tracy, like when Stephen leaves mine tonight, he's got the long and arduous walk home. I think it's probably going to take 100 steps. Is it even as many?
Let's put it this way. I do have footwear with me, but I spoke to my wife before I came out and like, I'm actually just walking with bare feet because I love my bare feet being on the ground. I was like, I'm actually walking with bare feet. I was like, I'll just put shoes on. So I've got sandals with me. But yeah, it's that close that I was like walking with bare feet.
Do you think you could get from mine to yours in 50 steps?
Yes. Less than that.
Like just, I'm not talking jumping, it's just like one. So just natural walking.
Natural walking steps. Yes.
I mean, if you get this wrong, you're sleeping in the street.
I reckon 50 steps, yes.
And if you get it wrong, not only will you be sleeping in the street, you'll be able to see your house, so you probably don't lick it.
Imagine I was like sleeping on my neighbour's garden. Like, I used to I was like, because it's 50 steps. Your house is just there. I know, but it's like an extra 5.
You stick to the damn plan.
It's 50 or thereabouts.
Yeah, very, very close. Karen saying I prefer vodka. Is whiskey more of a man's drink? Not at all. There's a big sort of drive for ladies to drink whiskey too. Drink what you want to drink. That's ultimately whatever you enjoy.
This is our thing.
If you want to drink, then drink what you want to drink. In terms of alcohol, if it's not alcohol, then still drink what you want to drink. Everybody has their thing. Your thing. Your shtick. Everyone has their shtick.
It's a very
things that they do.
Jewish thing, isn't it?
Shtick. Is it?
I don't know. It sounds Jewish.
Shtick.
Where are we? Karen, yes, exactly. You can enjoy the quality of the whiskey if you knock it back, sip and savour it away. Yes, absolutely, Karen. And Anita says, yes, I'm in Austin during the week and hill country with all the lakes and wineries on the weekends. Sounds like we're the best of both worlds. Anita, can we come stay? Jennifer Watt says, hi coaches, I've been a long time since I've seen you on a live. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've been on live. Actually, we have been doing more lives recently, but nice to see you.
To see you, nice.
Tracy, lol, that's what I figured, that you live close, and Yins is Pittsburghese. I'm from Western Pennsylvania.
Oh well.
So, Is Pennsylvania in Pittsburgh or Pittsburgh is in Pennsylvania?
Well, I just remember in the movie I Live in America by James Brown, it's like Pittsburgh, PA, New York City, Kansas
So
City,
Pittsburgh is
Kansas City,
Pennsylvania?
Atlanta. Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh,
Right before
Pennsylvania?
Daggle kills and on that note,
No more comments on
Yeah.
Facebook. Right, we're gonna go.
we're running out of gas, our chat's getting shite, and it's time to leave you all. So, if you have not already done so, please get on our pre-sale list, thekiltedcoaches.com.
Yes. Lots of love to you all. We will see you all
Soon. Soon.
Yeah, well, soon.
Yeah,
We have
soon.
no idea when. So if you haven't already, go to thekiltedcoaches.com, go on the menu, click on weight loss, sign up to the pre-sale list because that's where you get the special treat from us when you sign up.
Right, everybody.
Bye bye.